Hello and welcome to Your Way, a charitable organization that I have established to enhance education and mental development in young people within the ages of 7 and 25. My friends, this project was approximately 20 years in the making. Within that 20 years, I have read approximately 2,000 books, which includes the 66 books of the Bible, the Bhagavad Gita, which I read 17 times, the 10 Upanishads, and aspect of the Quran. I will be using these books as reference when I'm delivering my teaching materials. In addition to that, over those 20 years, I put together a fantastic team, brilliant, intelligent people who would work alongside me to deliver these teachings. However, when I was recruiting them, they all had one common question, and that was, why is the charity registered in Guyana when we are all living in England? It is a very fair question, very easy question, but complex in nature. The simplest answer is, the charity is online and all the teaching will be online. So every kids globally will benefit. However, the Guyanese children needs it a little bit more because we are approximately 60 years behind advanced Western countries in education and mental development because of what has happened to us, which is not our fault. It shouldn't have happened, but it occurred. Take a look at what I'm talking about. Since the country was formed and established, our Western masters only saw it as an extraction economy. Therefore, there was no need to invest in developing the mind of the people. The people's ignorance was their master's asset. Uneducated people was needed to supply the labor to aid extraction of the resources for the satisfaction of Western consumption at the expense of the poor. That demand for labor meant it is not within the master's interest to educate the population, as there was no need for an educated workforce. In fact, educated people was even seen as a threat. Therefore, the little knowledge they had, they recycled it to meet their survival needs, which was not adequate enough to protect their resources. After we broke away from the shackles of our colonial masters, Guyana gained independence, but that was during the Cold War period, and the US government deemed our leader to be a communist. It was like jumping from the frying pan into the fire. At that time, the mistaken communist ideology placed on the Guyanese leadership plunged the country further into destitution, causing economic pain and massive brain drain. The Americans, who are the exporter of democracy, began to interfere with the democratic process in Guyana in order to influence election results and overthrow the Guyanese government. The American went as far as trying to split the Asian voters by financing the formation of a political party called GUM, which stands for Guyana United Muslim Party, headed by Hussein Ghani. The aim was to split the Asian voters in accordance with religion, i.e. Hindu versus Muslim, so that Jagan will not win. It is the same strategy the British used in partition of India. Their strategy was to pit our citizens against each other. If we are fighting among ourselves, then we are not fighting against the real predator. My young friends, the evidence I use in this video are for educational purposes only. They're not to be used for the manifestation of hate or ill feelings. We are better than that. Our Western masters did what they had to do to maintain their economic status and their ideology, of course, at the expense of us. There are people in the Western world who think that our underdevelopment is because of our doing. Their history books don't teach them the truth of what really went on around the world for them to have this privileged life. So what we have to do, we need to pick ourselves up, dust ourselves down, and heal our wounds, educate our children. We can forgive the past, but we must never forget it, because our children cannot repeat the same mistakes. If we do not educate our children, then we will forever get we will forever get the weaker end of the deal, while our Western masters benefit from the lion's share.